Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar series, and I'd like to give it just a few minutes for people to chime in. We have a great presentation today, and I'm excited. And thank you for joining us. Just give it another minute just so we don't cut anyone out here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the American Indian Alaska Native Tourism Association's webinar series. My name is Sherry Bowman. I am from the Pueblo of Laguna and serve as the Education Support Specialist for IANTA. IANTA provides technical assistance and training to tribal nations and Native-owned enterprises engaged in cultural tourism, hospitality, and recreation. IANTA's mission is to define, introduce, grow, and sustain American Indian, Alaska Native, and Native Hawaiian tourism that honors traditions and values. Please save the date for IANTA's 24th Annual American Indian Tourism Conference that will take place October 24th through the 27th at Harrah's Resort, Southern California, hosted by the Rincon Tribe of Luiseño Indians. Registration is now open and sponsorship opportunities are available. Visit our website at ianta.org to learn more about our education program offerings. Today's educational webinar is on connecting health and healing with tourism. The Next Evolution Coffee Shop, located in Schurz, Nevada, is not your ordinary coffee shop. It was created to promote a healthy lifestyle while also breaking down barriers on the Walker River Paiute Reservation. The plant-based coffee shop, owned by tribal citizen Andrea Martinez, features organic juices, smoothies, salads, sandwiches, wraps, and much more. While the shop was created with the needs of the community in mind, its key location on Highway 95 means travelers between Reno and Las Vegas also have the opportunity to enjoy a healthy snack while learning more about the Walker River Paiute community. In this webinar, Andrea shares lessons learned on starting the coffee shop, and we'll also discuss how she incorporates Indigenous learning and people over profit philosophy in her business model. As a reminder, please put your questions in the Q&A or in the chat, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. I am pleased to introduce you to Andrea Martinez. Andrea is the founder and owner of Next Evolution. She created a shop for health and wellness of the Agai Dikata Numu trout eater people and those who reside in the community. Ultimately, she wants to break down barriers in her community to promote healing. Next Evolution was born from her own healing journey, which she wants to share with others. So Andrea, I'll let you go ahead and take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction, Sherry. Pija Uwamawa, Minania, Andrea Martinez, New Agaidakata, New Agua, Schurz, Nevada. Good morning, everybody. I'm Andrea Martinez from Schurz, Nevada, and the Walker River Paiute tribe. First, I want to say, Pija, thank you for sharing this space with me and getting some education and learning about our coffee shop. It definitely wasn't an easy road to get here, but we are happy and fulfilled and so proud of what we are doing, not only for our community, but people traveling on the highway. So I'm going to start with the presentation. Gotta get the buttons. There we go. Okay. So how do we promote our business? First of all, our business is based on community and people over profit. I believe that this is a very important aspect to business because ultimately it's how we can serve our community and how we can break down the barriers in our community with providing healthy food options. Our nearest grocery store is approximately 26 miles away, and it's really hard to access healthy organic foods in our community. And we tried to break down the barriers, not only with providing the food, but also preparing the food, because anybody who has tried to be on a diet or get healthy, it's a lot of work, and it takes the time to go get the food, to prep the food, and to you use a lot of cooking ware when you're preparing your food. So then you have a lot of dishes after that. So we wanted to be able to break down all those barriers so that it could be easy for our Native community and other people who live in our community to have that access and to be able to eat healthy also while making it affordable. Next, we build our business on connection. We incorporate our traditional values, and with that I mean we use our traditional food, the pine nuts, and that's huge on our reservation. We actually have a pine nut festival every year on our reservation, and we do a blessing, and then we go and get the pine nuts, and then we prepare them, and then at our pine nut festival we give them out to people, and then that's how our Native people would live during the winter time. It was very nutritional and it would sustain us throughout the winter. So we incorporated pine nuts into our shop. They're usually seasonal because we harvest pine nuts in September. And so we put those in our zucchini muffins that I actually created the recipe for. They're vegan zucchini muffins, and they're really popular. We usually sell out of them every day. But we also went to Oregon, and we would like to go again, and we picked huckleberries, wild huckleberries and blackberries. And then we also put that into our recipes at the coffee shop. Another way we incorporate traditional values is, as everybody knows, we suffered the COVID-19 pandemic, and we just really wanted to promote that health and wellness in our community. So we got these care packages together that not only incorporated the food from our shop and probiotics and juices, but we also provided families with cedar and Indian tea and sage. We think that's important to incorporate our traditional medicines, because our Indigenous people, they knew how to live and survive and be resilient through everything they went to. So on my healing journey, I made that connection that if they use that and they were so resilient, why would we not use it ourselves? So I like to give that to people and also educate people on how to use it, because some people don't know how to use cedar or do Indian tea. And I thought it was just a beautiful thing that we're able to do that for our people during such a really hard time. With the contribution, farm to shop, donations, and education. So me and my family, we grow a huge garden every year. And I think nothing is more great than be able to plant the food coming from our own ground and our own water, so that it can grow and we can provide that to our people. So usually we just we plant the foods that we use in the shop, and it's my favorite thing to do when the plants are ready to harvest, and we can go and pick them and bring them to the shop and use them. And there's just a huge taste difference. And I think the benefits that it provides for our bodies is just spectacular. So that we love to shop local, grow local, and then we like to provide the food to our community. And another part of the contribution aspect is our donations. We get donations from kids, from people from rodeo. We like to provide educational classes to our community, and that goes along with our education. We donate as much as we can. We donate our time, we donate our money, and I'll talk about that in another slide. I'll elaborate on that more. But that's how we promote our business, and that is what our business is built upon. So first of all, community. Again, we provide our healthy foods to our community from our garden. The picture of the watermelon is all the watermelons that were grown in our garden last year. We just had an overabundance, and it was amazing. So we put all the veggies that we grow in our garden, and we put it on a table outside of our coffee shop. And we just allow anybody in our community to come pick it up for free. We don't charge for the food that we provide for our community, and we do that as often as we can. And it was great this year. We had other people in our community who had an overabundance in their gardens, and they brought their veggies and fruit over to the shop so we could set it on the table for the community. So therefore, it's very accessible for our community. They don't have to ask for it. They don't have to pay for it. They could just come pick it up. Also with community, on our Facebook page, we like to share people who live with passion. And we do it every so often when we see people in our community who are just living with passion, who are making a difference and making their lives better for themselves in a healthy way. And so the picture, I don't know if it's on the top right or left of your screen, but is of Kylie Torres, and she has been doing amazing. She has been going to school, working out twice a day, and she just looks great. She comes and utilizes our shop for her juices, her smoothies, and I'm just so proud of her. But the biggest part is that we like to recognize our community, and we like to recognize our people because, you know, a lot of people don't boast themselves here, but I see the hard work that they put in every day. And I think that it's important to recognize people for their hard work. And I think it just allows them to keep going. And I think everybody deserves a little recognition for their hard work. The second annual pumpkin patch, we started that in 2020 when we first opened our shop. Everything was closed down. Our reservation was closed to visitors, and people had to stay home. There are stay-at-home orders, and people were, scared to go anywhere. A lot of things were canceled around our area. So Next Evolution created a pumpkin patch because we grew a lot of pumpkins in our garden. Again, we had an overabundance. And so we have a little dirt lot next to our shop, and we just put little hay bales around it and put our pumpkins out there. And then we made a little photo shoot area so people can go take some little fall photos over at the pumpkin patch and grab their pumpkins. And again, it wasn't like there's a lot of people gathering all at once. So we felt that it was safe for the community to be able to take their children there and get a pumpkin and kind of create some normalcy in their life. With the Easter, we had every time somebody came to the shop, and we put the kids' name in a little jar, and then we drew for a name for a little Easter basket. And these are our two winners from that year. And we just like to do fun things in our community because, again, COVID was just a really stressful time for everybody. And we just kind of wanted to be that light and bring that hope into our community. How have we impacted our community? We support youth teams. We've been open for 2 years, and we have sponsored the T-ball team in our community every year. We did do our homegrown food. We created the pumpkin patch and the care packages and incorporating our traditional food. And we were able to do the volleyball girls in Yerington, the town next to us. They went to state, and there are a couple tribal members on that team. So we were able to make them some sports bags for their trip to, I believe it was Zone. It was Zone. And we put little inspirational messages to each player that was unique to them. We in our community at our fitness center, our diabetes program does a weight loss challenge, and they use us to cater their lunch and learns. So it is a lunch and learn where they bring healthy food for the people who participate, and then they learn about something related to health. So we were able to do that, and we just started again, and we actually have a lunch and learn tomorrow. So anybody who's from the community in the weight loss challenge will be doing the lunch and learn tomorrow. So that's the picture with the table and all the food we did, like vegetable quesadillas and fruit cups. The menu with the board with the menu of Lexi's Power Oats, Trevor's Endurance Oats, and the Maria. And we also have other drinks and food named after community members, like the Bobby Special and the Christine. But we like to incorporate our community into our shop because, again, we are not here just for us. We're here for our community. And so when somebody creates like their favorite food or their favorite house food, or they just want to try something new and it's really good, we want to share that with other people. So we name it after our community members. Sherry, can you help me? I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Okay, so one of my favorite quotes from Tony Robbins is "The secret to living is giving." And we have a passion to create sustainability. And so the picture with the balloons and the runners, in 2020, when we were not allowed to open, and I was actually registered to do a marathon in Hawaii, but that was canceled due to COVID. So, and we couldn't open our business due to COVID either. So I created the Next Evolution Marathon. And so a friend and I, we did 26.2 miles around our reservation, but we also made it a point to fundraise for Operation Underground Railroad. And that is an organization that helps protect and rehabilitate children from child sex trafficking. So Next Evolution decided to do a Next Evolution 5K. And since our business was open, we were able to start our 5K at our shop, and we actually had a lot of participants, and it was really great. And we donated about over $1,500 to that organization. The one with the tree planting, we received some trees as a donation from some people, and Taylor O'Day helped me plant, I believe it was approximately 25 trees in the community. And again, we're all about breaking down barriers. So instead of just giving someone a tree to plant in their yard, we decided to go out and plant the trees for them. And so we just did that recently, and I hope those are going good for everybody. We just are all about ways on how to continue to give. Traditional healing, again, this is our trip to Oregon. When we went and got the huckleberries, it was a family affair. We took all of the kids and we met some relatives up there, and they helped us pick some huckleberries. And then the tea, the tea on the page is from our mountain that's next to us. It's called Black Mountain. So it comes straight from our mountain. And that's the tea that we give to our people. We don't sell it, we just give it away. So incorporating tourism. Again, I know I talked a lot about community, but we also connect very well with the people traveling through. And it was so amazing, the stories and the people that we would meet all the time. I'm like, how can I document this? How could I put it down? But I think that it's amazing to just share space with people and to learn from people. And I don't think that people come into your life by accident. I think people come into your life for a reason. And so I thought it'd be a really great idea. We started this book this year. It's a little journal. And when we meet somebody amazing, or they just feel like they want to write something in our book, we have it inside of our shop, and people share their favorite quote, they share their journey, they share something about us. But I think it's amazing because we meet people from all over the world, not just all over the country, but all over the world. We meet people from Russia, Brazil, India, Africa. We meet people from everywhere. So we have this little book in here, and I think it's great to see what people write in there. And we also like to use them for our positive affirmations that we put on our cups. So we like to use those positive affirmations to uplift people and help them and give them a positive light. So I thought it was really cool. people have a lot of really interesting stories, and they share a lot of good information. It was amazing. We had this couple come by. They just had come from Mexico, and they gifted us some buffalo fir, some organic tobacco, and I think it's called a lady in black plant. It's used for traditional medicine, but again, that's how we incorporate our tourism, and we think it's amazing that we get to meet so many people that are traveling through. Tourism continued. I think it was last year, we co-branded with Patagonia, and they allowed us to purchase their shirts and put our business logo on their shirts. And just, they're a huge brand that's known all over the world for their sustainability and saving the planet and being economically sound. So I thought it was a great opportunity for us to accept co-branding with Patagonia and putting our business logo on it. They sold out really quick, but it was a great opportunity for us. The cards are all of our surrounding area. There's Calico Hills and Weber Reservoir and a lot of our mountains, but we live in such a beautiful area, and I'm lucky to have a friend who's a great photographer, and she took these photos, and now we sell them in our shop, and tourists really buy the heck out of them. But our community also buys them, but tourists really love them. And how we promote our business to other tribes. We have social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We also had the Pyramid Lake Lakers. They were going to state, and they're just our sister tribe they're near Reno. So they were coming through, and since we're right on the highway and we're very proud of our Native people that are just doing good and being successful, we had some fireworks out there for them, and we lit them, and we held our sign out there, and they were really excited about that. Also, various tribes reach out to us, and they give us amazing opportunities. Some of them we can take, and some of them we just can't possibly take because we're really busy here at our shop. But for instance, we had a tribe reach out to us wanting us to build like a mini coffee shop like area in one of their locations for their people, and we do get asked by various tribes if we could think about going to them, and that is something that I would absolutely love to do. It's just the part of how we would do it, because honestly right now it's me and my sister running the shop, and I know I don't want this business to fail because I did create it for the community, and it is about people over profit. It's not about money for us. It's about creating a safe, healthy place in our community. But we are super thankful to those tribes, and we try to do our best. And it was awesome when we were doing our Pine Blessing. We had the Fallon tribe coming through Schurz to the Pine Blessing, and somebody called me. My shop was closed that day for the Pine Blessing, and they're like, "Can we use your shop so we can go to the bathroom?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I think it's amazing that we're so connected with these tribes that we could reach out to each other when there's a time of need. So we definitely do stay connected and speak with the tribes, our surrounding tribes. And they support us as well. And we really appreciate that. So another part that Ayanta wanted me to speak about was my resources. I did not get a business loan from a bank to create my business or to build it. This building is very old, so we had to renovate it from the bottom up, and it was a lot of hard work. I put in for 2 loans from very different banks, and I was denied both of them. I think they just thought it was crazy to have a plant-based coffee shop in a rural community, which is very understandable. So I was able to get a loan from my dad, And then luckily my boyfriend is he works on houses and renovates houses. So he knew how to build things and lay the floor and do the plumbing. And so I was very lucky about that. And I don't think that you honestly need a ton of money up front to create your dream. I think you just need to be very resourceful. So, and I completely believed in my dream and believed what I was doing, and I just knew it would work out. So once I got the small loan from my dad, I just started building my business and getting in here every day and putting in the work so that it could happen. There were some nights where it was just freezing in this building. There was no heat yet, and I was trying to paint, and I was like wearing gloves and sweats and a sweater and a hat just so I could get this dream off the ground. Healing was a huge part of creating this business. That's me at my heaviest. I was 243 pounds, and that was probably the lowest point in my life, and it was really, really hard. And I just knew that I didn't want to be that person. I knew that I was made for more than just to feel miserable and be miserable. But I also knew that I had to be the one to change that. So I went through my healing journey. I started with running, and then I started with like lifting, and then I really found my passion for running after I lost all the weight. Yes, it's so hard running when you're first starting out, but I kept going, and then I noticed that it was actually very healing for me. Like when something would bug me, I would just use that energy to run. And then I didn't know it at the time, but Native Americans do use running for healing. There's cultures where they actually have ceremonies that revolve around running. And so it all just connected and made sense. And then I got into yoga and meditation, and then like juicing. And then I went through a time where I was complete vegan, and I felt amazing. And then I thought, our people lived off of plants, and then yes, we ate meat in the winter time, but a lot of our diet was plants. And I just felt like that there was a huge connection there. And I don't know if a lot of people realized it, but then that's what I wanted to share with people, is that, plants are really healthy, and they give your body a lot of energy, and you feel good. And also I went to a Tony Robbins seminar, Unleash the Power Within. And it was just kind of like validation, like what I was doing was correct, like meditating, praying, healing, being healthy, putting good foods into my body. And so I think, and I wanted to share that with everybody, that the feeling and the vitality that I felt, I wanted to share that. And that really inspired my coffee shop. Family was my number one resource, and they're my number one support system. Sorry, I'm going to get a little emotional. Nobody will ever believe in you except you. And sometimes family doesn't believe in you, but you just got to keep pushing forward. And there's a reason why family is in your life. They're going to continue to believe in you when nobody else does. I'm sorry. And I just don't think that I would be here and be successful and impacting the lives that I'm impacting if it wasn't for my family. And I'm really glad that I get to share that with everybody today, because if you have a dream and you know that it's real and you think that you could pursue it, you'll have those family members that will stick by you and that will take care of you and make sure that you won't fail. And so they're my number one support system. And without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. Yes, I'm a strong woman, and I've been through a lot of stuff, and we've hit a lot of road bumps creating this business. But again, I have my family to thank for that. They're a huge foundation for me. And I really appreciate each and every one of them. My dad, the one by my baby in the cradle board, he's the one who gave me the loan. My sister, she works for me. She's my only employee. She's great. And if it weren't for her, this business wouldn't be up and running right now. And then my mom, she watches our babies while we work here. And my aunt, she comes here every day to support my business and get her healthy food. So again, all you need is family. That's what my grandma used to say. And so they're my number one support system. Community. Again, we would not be in business if it wasn't for our community. A lot of people think that, you know, a lot of our business comes from travelers, and a majority of it does, but a lot of our business is because of our community. And so we like to give back in that way. That's me at the school presenting juicing to our kids. A lot of them realized that they actually liked juicing. We did fruits, veggies, we even did kale. And then some of them came up with juices that they wanted me to sell in the shop and name after them. But then they haven't come back, so I haven't been able to do that. The little girl was our T-ball that we sponsored this year. The award to Bobby Sanchez, Next Evolution, in collaboration with TP Fireworks in our community. We wanted to recognize Bobby Sanchez as an outstanding person because he basically coaches all sports all year round. And I thought that it would be great for him to be recognized through our business as an outstanding person and coach, because I think that the future, our kids and our future, like our future and our community and our people, we rely on our children. So I think that people who help children get to where they need to go, they just deserve a lot of credit. And then we had prayer horse riders start from Schurz, and then they went to the Pimaha, the lithium mine, and they did a horse ride and praying for healing for tribal people in the mountain. So we donated to them and we bought them Sani huts. And then so showing us gratitude, they came to our shop on their horses and thanked us, and we thought that was great. So these are a couple of our foods from the shop. And I just want to end with, fulfillment is the ultimate success, because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Again, I created this shop with intent of people over profit, and not to just make money and be successful. I really wanted to help heal people and give them an opportunity to experience the happiness and fulfillment and vitality that I experienced in my life from changing the way I eat and the way I think and the way I healed. And I like to share that with people. And I just think that if you do what you feel like is right in your heart, that it can't be wrong. So I just think that fulfillment and happiness is the ultimate overall feelings and emotions that we want in our bodies, because that's all that matters, is how we feel inside. And that concludes my presentation for today. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Andrea. That was a great presentation. I didn't see any questions in the Q&A or the chat box, but do you know if any of you would like to reach out to Andrea? We do have her email address here that you can reach out to her at. And if you're ever in her area, I would suggest stopping by and trying some of those healthy foods. They look fabulous. There are a couple comments in here from Ben Rupert. He says that, oh wait, here comes some comments now. Amazing, thank you for sharing. What was your here's a question. What was your biggest setback in establishing the coffee shop?
My biggest, my biggest setback was the COVID-19 pandemic. We were set to open in March 2020, and then it kind of moved to the beginning of April. And that's when the state of emergency hit our reservation on March 16th. So we were unable to open and we were close to visitors. And then when we were allowed to open by the tribe, we had to be drive-through only. We weren't allowed to let people in. So I had to create a drive-through when it was not intended to be a drive-through, but that actually turned into a great opportunity. And actually our drive-throughs utilized more than the inside.
That's great. Okay, just there's a lot of good comments here. Wishing you much success, and I'll send those to you when I sent you the report. So again, thank you all for joining us today. We will be emailing the video link and presentations within a couple of days to all the attendees. Please follow us at ianta.org/webinar for future webinars hosted by IANTA. And if you are not a member of IANTA and would like to be, please contact Gail Shehak, our Tribal Relations and Outreach Manager. And you can do so by visiting our website at ianta.org. We appreciate you all being here today. Thank you so much, Andrea, and good luck with your business. I know you'll do well, and you all have a great day. Thank you.
Sherry, could I share something really fast?
Sure, yes.
I just seen this question, where do I get my food from, and native vendors. So I get a lot of my food. I travel 200 miles to Reno and 200 miles back to get my food every single week on either Saturday or Friday, so that all the food could be fresh and essentially organic for our community every week. At Costco, they have the biggest bulk, and a lot of their stuff is organic. I use Star Village Coffee, which is a Native American coffee roaster in Bird Eye. And I believe that they are a part of the Reno Sparks Indian Colony. And then when I first was opening my business, I reached out to Morningstar Kombucha to have her kombucha in our business, but she wasn't shipping out of state yet. I think she just started shipping out of state. So I can't wait to have her kombucha in our shop.
And there's another question that came through that says, is there any kind of network, for example, similar stores or operations that you know of that support your kind of operation?
Honestly, I think we're ahead of our time here in Nevada. It's a lot of our Oregon and Washington and San Francisco customers. They absolutely adore us. They think that we are amazing, that, they're used to like the alternative milks and the healthy food. A lot of other people don't like the fact that we don't have like dairy. We have some dairy, like cheese and half, but we don't have like any dairy milk. So where was I going with this? What was the question again?
Networks.
Oh, network. Oh yeah. So I think we're like one of the very first type of business kind of around here, but now I've recently seen like places in Fallon come about, like healthy juices, healthy teas. I think they just got like an apothecary where they do like alternative healing stuff. So it is a very new and up and coming in our part of Nevada. And I just wholeheartedly believed in it myself. So that's why I just pursued it.
That's great. There are a couple questions coming in now. Did you obtain technical assistance to prepare a business plan or develop your marketing strategy? And if so, who with?
No, I did not obtain technical assistance. Actually, so I went to a small business workshop in Reno in 2019, and I just got the basics of like how we start a business. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm very into business, and I'm very like detail oriented. So I'm like, okay, well, what do people like? How do people like to be talked to? What did I like? And so I really took a lot of what I observed in my healing journey And I'm like, that made me feel good. And I was like, all I want is people to feel good and be happy. So I'm like, how can I incorporate that into my business? But no, I didn't obtain any technical assistance. And with preparing my business plan, all I did was sit down and start writing. Sometimes I just start typing or writing and it comes through. And sometimes I like, okay, this doesn't really make sense. Maybe it will later. And then I'll go back and I'll revise it and it all just comes together. But initially I knew exactly why I wanted to do this, who I wanted to do it for, and ultimately how I wanted to make people feel. And I think that's just what brought my business plan together. But I did actually write a business plan so that it was a guide to like where I wanted to go. Because I know like when you're in it, when you're creating your business, when you're picking out the ideas and writing your menu, you could just get so lost. So I think it's important to build that business plan so that you can fall back on it. And with my marketing strategy, I'm probably the most horrible business person at marketing. Like we are so busy here, and a lot of ways people recognize us and stop by is through word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge, and I think that is probably one of the biggest aspects in business for marketing is like you just have to have people who will market for you. And I think that's why we try to like make our food really presentable and really pretty. We do our daily affirmations. A lot of people take a picture and then post it on their story, their social media. And I think that really helps us market. I wish I could be way better at marketing. I'm not going to lie, but again, that's why we like to make our food really presentable.
Okay, there's another question that came in that says, is your business registered with the tribe or the state?
Okay. Registered in what sense?
And then it says the tribe doesn't provide a CRS number that is required from other businesses. I don't know what that means. Anyway, here's another question. How do tourists typically find your business? Is it through proximity to a major corridor, signage, placement on social media, or websites such as Yelp, etc.?
Oh, that's a great question. So we do have signs on the highway. We have Alt 95 and then 95. So we have one on each side of 95 and then we have one on Alt 95. So we do have signs that are just like probably 2 to 3 miles away from our shop, but we are right off the highway. So when you're driving by, you're like, oh my gosh, a coffee shop. And when you're traveling from Vegas to Reno, like this is the main highway. People go to Vegas to Reno, and you're not really going to find a drive-through coffee shop from Vegas to Reno. So again, we're right off the highway. We do have signs, and we do have Google Business.
Do you still use your drive-through, or is it all just walk in now? You still use the drive-through? That's great.
Yeah. The majority is drive-through.
Oh. Okay, well, I think that wraps it up. Let me see if there's any more here.
I think, is that the state business license Ariel's referring to?
Maybe so. I saw her type in the state of Nevada. So
yes, initially we did have both state and tribal licenses, especially if we were going to go outside to another area to conduct business. We do need a state license to do that. But we don't really do anything off of the reservation besides like doing a catered event.
Okay. Well, you have an amazing business going there. I'm excited for you. I'm sure you're going to do well. And I hope it grows and you keep giving back to the community. That's awesome.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Wait, there's one more question. Based on what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently in starting your business?
Yes and no. Like I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason and life happens to you or for you, not to you. So honestly, like I did incorporate like the half and half, and then we have like turkey meat and salami meat available to add to your plant-based sandwich, salad, or wrap. Because I just think, just because I feel a certain way, I mean, I know other people enjoy their way, and that's fine. And I think that it should be welcomed that way. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, well, we'll add turkey to it. That's fine. We were getting a lot of flack when we didn't have any meat available. But I think that it's important to just be very accepting of everybody's beliefs and values. And so we added that onto our menu, and just on a business perspective, I felt like that was the right thing to do.
That's great. Okay, I think that wraps it up. So again, thank you. It's great. And I wish you all the best. And again, I thank you all for joining us today for this great presentation. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Bye. End.